Hello there, and in this video we are going to be cracking on a little bit more with the XC90. Specifically, I'm going to make a start on the interior. Now you might notice there's no microphone today, and a lot of this video is going to be time-lapse for the simple reason that I've got so much cleaning up to do that I'm sure none of you are going to want to watch that in real time and just listen to a Hoover that's going to be running for probably 2+ hours. So what I'm going to do is mount you at various points in the car, and yeah, we'll go through and see what we can find and see how clean we can get it. Like I say, I think this is going to take more than one day for me to do as well, so let's see what happens. Yeah, I'll just take you around with my mobile again. I know it's not the best picture quality, but at least it'll focus on things which the GoPro won't. Yeah, we've got pretty grotty carpets everywhere, lots of grim muck everywhere from like paint on the seats which needs taken care of. I might see if I can colour that. Again, we've got some paint over there, and just lots and lots of general grime everywhere. The one thing I might wind up doing is just scum and muck everywhere. There's the bits left over from when I was doing the tint removal yesterday. If I lift this forwards, this should give you that gives you a true idea of some of the horrors that are lying beneath. So yeah, I've definitely got my work cut out for me on this one today. Well, I say today, I think it's going to be multiple days. I have got a Bissell as well, which I've recently bought, so we'll get as much hair and stuff up as we can first. We'll get it as clean as we can get it, and then, like I say, I will then get the Bissell out, I think, to see what I can do. But first things first, I'm going to empty all the rubbish out and then get the vacuum cleaner on it. Okay, so I've got everything out, and it's about as grim behind here as you would expect, especially there. So I think I'm going to start my process with these rear seats up and get as much out as I can. To be honest with you, I think ultimately the best thing I can probably do with this car, if it passes an MOT, I'm going to take all of this out completely, I think. But for now, I just want to get it sort of semi-presentable. So let's get the vacuum out and get cracking. that's just the tailgate hoovered out, but to be honest with you, that's quite enough for today. That was quite an intense vacuuming session. I've noticed some of these boards are actually damaged, so I may wind up replacing them at some point. I also need to find that bit of trim piece there. But yeah, I haven't even really started in the cabin. Literally all I've done this evening is mess about with this in here, and I still need to run a Bissell or something over it as well. I say, it seems to matter how much I hoover it, bits still continue to fall out of it. However, I did find something in my investigations, which is good news, and I'm going to pop that back now. That missing item being my OBD2 cover. So hopefully I should, he says, be able to click this back into place. There we go, that's a bit better, isn't it? Right then folks, I think at this stage we're going to call this part of the video, or this part of the video series, done. I say I've been into, I think this is my second day into this now, not full days, but at this stage for this video I just wanted to get an initial clean done just to see basically where I was starting from and start formulating a plan for a much bigger and much more in-depth interior detail later on down the line. Like I say, this is being MOT'd at the time of recording next week, so there's almost no point going too mad, washing carpets and doing this, that and the other if I've got a crap ton of mechanical work to do. Equally, I didn't want to put it in for an MOT absolutely minging, because nobody likes that. So yeah, I think the plastics and everything, they've come up okay. It's not perfect by any stretch of the imagination, and there are a lot of areas which I really want to get into and do some real kind of fine-tooth pickery type work. Obviously I want to bristle these carpets to see if I can bring these back up as well and make these any better, but I think overall things are looking a hell of a lot more presentable. I still haven't washed it on the outside yet, which is again something I would like to do before the MOT, because I think if I take it whilst it's covered in moss, that might ask a few questions. But yeah, I think it's looking loads better. The seats were particularly grim, but they do seem to have come up a fair bit better, and it's a world better without that tint. That tint made things so gloomy back here, which will be an irony, because another vehicle should be back on the fleet now, which there'll be probably already be a video back out about, which has a very gloomy tint in the rear, but never mind. So yeah, like I say, I think that's looking certainly presentable, I think, at this stage. Anybody who knows me will know, particularly if we get to the front. I'll show you what the front's looking like now. Anybody who knows me will know that standard of carpet's not acceptable to me. Oh, and there is something else, whilst I've been doing all this vacuuming, that I've discovered that is actually quite worrying. You may have seen me moving rodent traps and stuff around in and out the car, and I've just spotted something else that concerns me. But before I show you that, let me show you the other side, because that's kind of on the way to what I've noticed. Yes, I've found something slightly concerning. Hang on, watch this door will smack me, because it does every time. Yeah, there we go. But yeah, say they're looking a lot better, and the leather isn't all horrible and shiny. I always get, when you see shiny leather seats, they're not supposed to look like that. They're usually supposed to have a matte finish, so you've basically got somebody else's grubbiness all over them. But yeah, they look much better. But what I've discovered, you probably can't see it now, is there is a big hole down there in the carpets. Now that could be just because this was off and they were doing some investigation work and needed to fix something, but I could also imagine that it may have been some form of rodentia making its way in. So for now, I think I might leave the baiting station in the glove box, just in case, because I did find evidence, historic evidence I think, that mice have been in the glove box. But yeah, I say overall it's looking much better. The weather is starting to move in on me a little bit, which is a shame, because I wanted to wash it on the outside. I might still do that today, just give it an initial wash, but we'll have to see. Interesting clutch control. It stinks of petrol as well. So yeah, I think overall things are looking a hell of a lot better in here. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video. The next video on this series will probably be the XC90's first exterior clean, and then the video after that should be MOT day and what horrors we find. I seem to have got the parking brake working. I am slightly concerned about the unwanted wobblage, but because this is so unknown to me, I think the best thing I can do at this stage is put it in as put it in for an MOT, see what it fails on, and then at least I've got a priority list of things to do. So anyway, thank you very much for watching. Please do consider subscribing before you go, and I'll see you in another one where I may be at a show or tinkering with one of the other cars, or maybe even washing the new fleet member, which I'm not going to mention yet in case I've not yet put the video out. We'll see. Anyway, cheerio!